How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Devin the Bear. First, I want to apologize real quick for my voice. I'm pretty nasally today. It's been one hell of a week, and I can't breathe through my fucking nose. So if you are not having allergy issues at the moment, for all you free nose breathing motherfuckers out there, yeah, dude, appreciate your privilege because this is terrible. And so I just want to start it off like that.
All right, and today we're going to be talking about the UFC on ESPN, which was headlined by Cannonier and Gastelum, and then we're going to talk the PFL cards. We're going to talk a couple other fights that are coming up. But starting with UFC on ESPN, a lot of fights went to decision, and some of them were good fights. Some of them were good fights by one person, and the other person didn't get to do very much. So that was a lot of what we saw that night.
Yeah.
But first, the fight that kind of took everybody's attention was the second fight of the night, following Ramiz Brahimaj and Sasha Palatinnikov, which was a rear naked choke for Ramiz. But Ignacio Bahamondes fought Roosevelt Roberts and knocked him out in like the last 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
With a spinning back kick.
Disgusting.
Like Edson Barbosa, Terry Edom level stuff. It
that
was
motherfucker,
really good.
Roosevelt Roberts is about to be on every highlight. Like UFC
unfortunately.
Highlight. Yeah, he better come back strong after that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. It's the sport, you know.
Yeah.
It happened to Terry Edom. It's happened to Ben Askren. But those guys never came back after that, did they? So
Not really.
No, they really didn't.
But very, very fun one to watch. People are going to be watching that one for a while. I feel like overall it was a good fight. Lots of decent striking on display, but not a lot of excitement throughout the fight until that one moment, which is at the very end of the fight. But a very good fight for both guys up until the end there.
For sure. So another knockout that, what's it called? Your boy? William Knight. Yeah, got a very devastating knockout over Fabio Cherant. And
it was dirty.
Yeah, that counter left hook, dude. It was there for him. He was feeling it out. And he was kind of like showing some bad head movement at first. And everyone was like, you can't really do that. And then he kept doing it. And then Fabio just happened to like lean too much down for an overhand right into William Knight's left hook. And it was loud. Like that pop, and then he just like thuds on the ground. I was like, he's dead. Like,
and if you haven't seen William Knight fight, just look up his knockout of Fabio Cherant. Oh man, he's a massive individual. He's what was he? 6?
Who's that?
William Knight.
He's 5'10".
5'10". He's 5'10". Fights at 205, but he's huge.
Fucking beef tenderloin, dude. He's fucking stacked.
He's a beefy boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just kind of being a bit more of a patient guy in this fight, and he was walking backwards a lot. Fabio looked good. He looked pretty sound. But yeah, he did start kind of overthrowing that right hand a bit, and you could see William Knight start kind of pumping the left hook, and eventually he caught him with it. But it was, like you said, it was a loud left hook when it landed. And moving on, we had Josiane Nunes land a dirty, get a really bad knockout punch on Bea Malecki. That one was pretty solid. She went down pretty hard.
Yeah, she got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, she did.
It was a rough one for sure.
But we're gonna go ahead and move into the main card, which opened up with Alexander Pantoja defeating Brandon Royval with submission. It was a rear naked choke. He looked good. I think we definitely kind of called that one, or at least I did. I don't remember what your prediction was. Pantoja and Royval. Yeah,
it was. We kind of said, Pantoja's really, really good, and so is Royval. Both these guys have already fought the champion, Brandon Moreno.
Yeah,
and so it was just see who's probably gonna get the next title shot, and I think we saw who's gonna get it.
Yeah, and from one Brandon to the next, right?
Right. pretty fucking much, man. And he dominated Brandon Moreno last time they fought. Like, he beat the shit out of him.
I think that's a cool story, like we talked about last time. So
he has 2-0 on him.
It'd be cool to see.
Dana White did say he has the next title shot.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. That's that.
He said it was title shot worthy performance. So
cool beans, Pantoja.
So we saw Vince Pichel defeat Austin Herbert by decision.
Yeah, it was pretty dominance. Pretty much all dominance from Vince Pichel.
Yeah.
Like we said, not all the fights were exciting. This one was fun to watch.
Right.
They're all pretty fun to watch, depending on where you're coming from. But ones where it's just the one guy dominating, I'm cool with that. But I know generally the general consensus is not that. So Vince Pichel won by decision. In the next fight, you had Sadioka Kakaramanov tap out Trevin Jones at the guillotine. Actually, I think he choked him unconscious.
He choked him unconscious.
Yeah, I don't know why I said tapped out. And then you had Parker Porter beat Chase Sherman. That fight, I think, was fun to watch. Not for Chase Sherman.
Yeah, he got beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
Honestly, he got beat up. It was a tough fight for him. Parker Porter, my fucking boy. That's who I put all my points on.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be the guy that saves me and gets me somewhere with his Verdict MMA. And, he did. He went out there and put a clinic on that guy. Well, not really a clinic, but he just outstruck him.
Yeah.
He just outfought him, and it was pretty dominant by him.
And then in the co-main event, you had Mark Madsen edging out Clay Guida with a split decision.
Oh, he edged him out?
Yeah, it was a good fight. Clay Guida went out there and did his thing where he goes out there with high energy, tries to do a lot of high volume striking. It just wasn't enough to beat Mark Madsen. Mark Madsen's got he can take a lot, so he can keep moving forward and keep pressuring, and that's what he did. And that's how he won the fight, I think.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, I was surprised that he showed stand up as well as that he looked. It was. I don't know. Like he just. I expected a lot more wrestling. I expected a really, really dominant performance by him, but it was a really good back and forth fight. I know that Clay Guida was pretty upset with the decision, but I just don't think he did enough in that first round to solidify that win.
And then the main event, that one was pretty good. Jared Cannonier beats Kelvin Gastelum by decision. A lot of people don't agree with it. The scores are pretty interesting. I think I'd have to look at the actual scorecard, but I think Kelvin Gastelum had more rounds, but I know for sure that's what it was. I know for sure with the global scorecards on Verdict that Cannonier had more points for the scoring, but Kelvin Gastelum had more rounds. I think he had rounds 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
and I think Cannonier had 4 and 5.
I believe so too. After those championship rounds came in, Cannonier was ready. He conserved his energy right, but he dropped him really bad in the third. I think that's why he got the victory in that. I don't think it was a unanimous decision.
No, it was split.
Yeah. What's it called? Because they rolled it as unanimous, and I don't agree with that. I think that it was a really good back and forth fight, but
it's unanimous because all the judges agreed the same.
Yeah. The scorecards are split. I see what you're saying, though, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think. Well, if it were me, I would have. I'll say it. I'll put it this way. I would have been more okay with it if it were a split decision.
Yeah,
because I think Gastelum was in it. Like you said, he got dropped, but I think he was in it every bit of that fight up until that last round.
I know that it was probably he got dropped in the third round, and I think that's kind of what solidified the win for Cannonier when it comes to taking that round, because what's his name? Kelvin Gastelum was moving really good, but once he got dropped, it was just like, okay, that's Cannonier's round. He stole the round with that because they weren't really doing much with it. It was a good fight, but now, you look at Jared Cannonier, who's ranked number 3, and Kelvin's ranked number 9. Now we got to look past the picture. We see that, Jared Cannonier openly spoke out. The reason why I'm fighting right now is because I'm broke.
Yeah.
And so...
making that money now.
And so hopefully he is shit. So we have Jared Cannonier. I mean, I think he can't wait. I mean, he's gonna have to wait for Robert Whitaker to fight for the title because the earliest that title's gonna get defended is gonna be January 20. I mean, not January. 2022, early 2022, because Australia's and New Zealand aren't open yet for full attendance stadiums. And
just looking at the scorecards now, real quick.
yeah,
All three judges gave Cannonier the first, third, and fourth round. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a close fight.
yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm surprised not one of the judges gave it to Kelvin because I feel like that first round was pretty close.
I had it for Kelvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did, so that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that none of the judges gave it to Kelvin. So it being unanimous for all three judges, I'm surprised. I figured one of them would have given it to Kelvin, but no.
Yeah.
So at least you get to see some consistent judging there.
So so now, like I was saying, is you have Jared Cannonier is ranked number 3. He's gonna have to wait for the title shot. Paulo Costa's taking on Marvin Vettori. So Jared Cannonier is kind of in a toss up right now for the title shot. We don't really know what's gonna happen with him. I mean, I think the best bet for him though would be to take on the winner of Paulo and Vettori. Honestly,
Yeah. Both guys are coming off of a loss to the champion.
Yeah.
The champion's going to have a fight lined up, or should already have a fight lined up. So, yeah, number 1 contender. And it makes for a rematch with Adesanya.
Yeah.
Or a fight with Robert Whitaker. So,
yeah, I think that fight makes sense. Is to have him fight the winner of Marvin and Costa.
yeah,
So,
I think
Kelvin,
so too.
I think Kelvin needs to consider cutting back down. Get his dad under control.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he can. I feel like that time has come.
You think? Well, he's not old though. That's just it.
No,
Like,
but once you put your body through it so many times and then you start doing something else and then you go back to it, going back to it is the hard part.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have plenty of time off because chances are he won't be taking a fight anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless Vettori falls out or Costa falls out, then fuck it. If
That's just putting your body through a lot.
Look what happened to Michael Bisping.
And he already had enough trouble as it was back then.
Yeah.
Trying to go back to it now,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's also because he didn't ever want to be have any discipline towards his diet though.
It doesn't matter though if you're trying to do it.
But
after having put your body through more,
yeah,
it doesn't matter
when it comes to your diet.
But it doesn't matter because after doing all that, putting your body through the struggle of all that, trying to weight cut when you weren't doing it properly, and then doing a different kind of weight cut, fighting bigger guys, fighting harder, taking your career seriously, and now you're gonna have to go do weight cuts that are even harder.
So you're talking about like wear and
taking
tear.
it more seriously, it's gonna be a lot harder this time around.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's gonna be able to do it.
Yeah,
well, he had enough trouble doing it back then since he wasn't doing it right.
Yeah.
Now if he's gonna try to do it right after everything he's already been through physically, I don't think he's gonna be able to do that very well.
I think he'd be capable of doing it. When I see Jose Aldo able to cut down to 135, I said, "Fuck it." I mean, it's possible. I think he'd have to practice with it because a lot of these guys don't like to practice with their weight cuts to get a feel for it.
Yeah, he would definitely have to do that.
Get an idea for it. See where his weight needs to be at. But
moving to PFL, did we talk about the Ray Cooper and Roy McDonald fight on here?
No, we had Carlos on.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we hadn't had a chance to talk about that card. I feel like that card was surprising but not exciting.
Yeah, I was happy for Ray Cooper though.
Yeah. I feel like he's got to be a favorite going into the championship.
Yeah.
He had him winning by decision, Magomed Karamov winning by decision, Roush Manfio beat Clay Collard by decision, and then Loic Radzhabov beat Alexander Martinez by decision. So not to say they weren't exciting fights, I guess, but it's not what you wanted to see in the semifinals.
Very sure, yeah.
And then, go ahead.
But I mean, yeah, like I was saying though, Ray Cooper was happy for him. He was able to really put it on Rory, and I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, fuck, okay, he came ready.
Yeah, and he's always going to come ready, so I think...
Yeah. Oh, I did think Clay Collard did beat Roush Manfio.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But that'd be one of those moments where people just say, don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah.
Because it was really close.
It was a close fight. It just sucked. I really don't like it because they talk about Clay Collard's brother who had passed away. Sometimes I don't like when they do that because like now it's like you feel bad for the guy when he loses.
Yeah.
You know, like
Not
fuck,
everything
man.
has to be,
You gotta make it emotional.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what they happened with Dana White when he talked about with the Spike producers when they were the Ultimate Fighter. They're interviewing fighters and shit, and one of the guys, had no experience at all, and talked about a story, and he had a really sad story, and he said, this is what I feel like I could do. And the producer's like, oh man, we love this guy, he has a real Cinderella story, and Dana White was like, no, fuck that, we need real fighters. And so he's like, it's not always about tugging at the heartstrings,
Yeah.
you know. So, but yeah. So also the PFL fights that just passed, Harrison versus who'd she fight?
Gina Fabian.
Gina Fabian.
And that fight was good. That
Yeah.
was exciting. Kayla Harrison destroyed her.
Yeah.
She actually called out Cyborg. Her and Cyborg are kind of going back and forth.
Really?
Yeah, she said you can make 155, but you can't beat me. And
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
I agree 100%.
I think that Kayla Harrison has been anywhere that Chris Cyborg has been,
Yeah.
but I don't think Cyborg has been everywhere that Kayla Harrison has been. I don't think Cyborg has fought the level that Harrison has, or at that level that Harrison has.
Yeah.
Or that Harrison is, for that matter.
Yeah.
I don't think Cyborg can handle an Olympian, a gold medalist Olympian. That's a level of grappling I don't. And Cyborg fights lately have ended up against the fence a lot, so
You don't
that's where
want to
Kayla Harrison likes to be.
What's she gonna do? Punch her in the face? I mean, shit. Last time I saw her try to swing at somebody like that, she got knocked out.
In like 30 seconds.
Yeah. So I don't think that's a good idea for her at all. So, but yeah. So on to UFC. That's coming up this Saturday. It's gonna be Giga Chikadze taking on Edson Barboza, and this is gonna be a really good fight.
Yes. Speaking of Edson Barbosa, we were just talking about him. Yeah, I think anybody's excited to see Edson Barbosa, especially since he's kind of having a bit of a revitalized career right now. He's coming back. And I think Giga Chikadze right now is looking really good. His fight against Cub Swanson, that was great striking. Amazing placement.
Yeah, he put his foot where his stomach is at.
Yeah. I feel like that makes for a really fun fight. I don't see it going to the ground. I think it stays standing.
I think so too. I don't see any of those guys initiate the grappling at all, and I think it's gonna be just an all around really fun fight. I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm excited for it. Oh, wait a second. I gotta check something out. This is. Wait, fuck. I lost my spot. Yeah, this is the Ultimate Fighter.
The finale. Yeah. Yeah, and in that you have Ricky Tercios fighting Brady Heistan. Something. Ricky Tercios is fun.
He is fun. So then also we have Kevin Lee finally making his comeback.
Yeah, and he'll be fighting Daniel Rodriguez. There's a couple of Houston people on this card, but he'll be fighting Daniel Rodriguez, and I feel like that's going to be a tougher fight than Kevin Lee expects. Not that I'm not saying Kevin Lee is underestimating Daniel Rodriguez. I guess that is what I'm saying. But I think no matter how much he plans for Daniel Rodriguez's toughness, I don't think he's gonna get more than what he expected.
Yeah, it's Kevin Lee is. I'll give it to him. He always takes really tough fights, no matter what he's doing. He's always taking really really tough fights. And but the thing is though is, he's a very explosive fighter, but he doesn't know how to expel. He expels his energy way too quick, and he gasses out really really fast. Like I don't know what it is because I know he trains hard. I know he trains GSP and Faraz Hobby, and it's like I don't really get like how you're able to gas out all the time like this, So. I mean, when he played a patient was his last one against Gregor Gillespie.
Yeah, it was good. That paid off.
Yeah, and then you got somebody like Daniel Rodriguez who's a fucking dog. I mean, that guy's going to go in there and bring it to you, and he's going to try to fuck you up.
Yep. That one's going to be pretty interesting. That's the card that has Abdul Razak Al Hassan. He's fighting Antonio Braga Neto. And I feel like that one's going to be one of the more fun ones.
Yeah.
anytime Abdul Razak Al Hassan fights, I'm gonna try to watch it.
Yeah.
That dude's so fun to watch.
He's who else was into? He's fighting. Sam Alvey's fighting.
Yeah,
yeah.
I swear, if he doesn't win,
Taking on Beef of Wellington Turman.
who doesn't call himself Beef,
Yeah.
and I feel like one day that will be he. Regrettably, doesn't call himself Beef because how can you be named Wellington and not call yourself Beef?
I would call myself Beef all the time.
Right?
Like, well, like what I like about it too though is like he speaks Portuguese. Like he probably doesn't understand any English.
No,
so we just call him Beef Wellington and tell him it means like I don't know.
But like we talked about before, he knows what Beef Wellington is. There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's from Brazil. He knows what Beef Wellington is.
We also have Dustin Jacoby taking on Darren Stewart.
That'll be a fun fight. Jamal Emmers and Pat Sabatini. That'll be a fun fight.
Starting off the card too.
Yeah. So. Brian Battle and Gilbert Urbina. That's just a pretty solid card, but I will say the fight that I am most excited about, other than the main event, is Mahmoud Muradov and Gerald Mearshart.
That's gonna be a fun fight for sure.
I am completely in Mearshart's corner. I love watching that dude fight. He's always
poor fucking
always
guy
fun to
though,
watch.
and he got knocked out.
Well,
it happened. He
he's
came
good.
back, got his 60th submission win.
Yeah, something like that. Some ridiculous number.
Yeah.
But
24th.
Yeah.
I thought something way more impressive. Fuck.
Hey, that's still pretty impressive. So 24. You know what's funnier than 24?
What?
25.
God damn it.
He's gonna win his next fight by submission this Saturday.
I would love to see it.
25. I really hope he does. I'm gonna send that to him.
Do what?
I'm gonna send that to him if he does win by submission.
I hope he gets it too.
Yeah.
He actually gets a reference to be like, fuck yeah. So, one more thing to talk about coming up this weekend is Mr. Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley.
Yep.
Fighting for, I don't fucking know. They're just fighting this Sunday. And people are really fucking with it. And
Who's on that card? What kind of names are on that?
I'm fucking looking up. I can't find it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, either way, what was it? Jake Paul said he's going to knock Tyron Woodley out in like the second round or third round or something like that. And he says he's predicted every one of his fights so far, so.
Like, yeah, look at who you fought. Honestly, okay. Like, oh man, I knew I was going to fuck them up that quick. Yeah, no shit, they're not boxers, dude. I don't know, man. I don't take what these guys say to heart. People get their fucking feathers so ruffled over these guys. Like, I want to see them get beat up. Like, hey man, these guys they can box. They got some decent hands, and they're not like the fucking best in the world, no. But I think if Tyron Woodley loses this Saturday, I don't know what to say, man. Maybe you got to go back into hiding or something. Catch a fucking body and prove you're still worth it. Like, I mean, because it's kind of what, like, the narrative that Jake Paul was trying to play, though, is, well, he's, almost 40. He hasn't won a fight in almost 5 years. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But look at the guys that he's fought. There's a reason why he's lost to those guys. Tyron Woodley's on his way out. It's well aware. After his Darren Till fight, he's been on his way out,
Yeah, for sure.
And, yeah, he's been on his way out. And it's like, well, what did you really expect? And it's like, all you're doing is just discrediting yourself whenever you talk shit like that to somebody. Like, you're not really putting him down. You're putting yourself down for wasting your time then,
Yeah.
And I feel like I was talking to somebody at work the other day, and they were like, well, I was like, Jake Paul fights next week, and the guy was like, yeah, man, but the guy's like almost 40, he hasn't won a fight in like almost 5 years. And I told the guy, like, and he didn't know who Tyron Woodley was. He doesn't watch UFC, and I was like, do you know who Tyron Woodley is? And he was like, no. I was like, he's a bad motherfucker, dude. Like, don't get that shit twisted. He's not Ben Askren. He's not. He was a wrestler, but he's got hands too. And
I just hope he doesn't get too wild with them.
Yeah.
You gotta stay focused. I understand Jake Paul is Jake Paul, but he's been in there boxing, and you never have. So it's unfortunately because of Ben Askren now, it's not enough to just be a fighter. and be able to go handle Jake Paul. Now you have to go destroy him because Ben Askren didn't do it.
Yeah, we put too much faith in the Funk Master.
Yeah.
And I need to go see what his fucking pics look like on Verdict. He's on the Verdict app.
Oh yeah, I have him.
I think I follow him.
Yeah, I do too.
And Brendan Schaub's on there too.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, nobody does. Hey, I will say, did you see that what Brendan Schaub did the other day? He saved that those kids from the burning car.
Oh yeah, on the freeway.
That was super cool of him.
That was really cool.
That was really admirable to do, and it was really really sad what happened. In case you haven't really heard the story, Brendan Schaub was driving in traffic. There was a really bad accident. He saw somebody wave their arms up through the car, and Brendan Schaub, in classic Brendan Schaub fashion, was like, "Wait." He's with his wife. He's like, "Wait, babe, there's a kid in there." And then she's like, "Keep going." I'm like, "Way to go! You make your wife look like a piece of shit now." And but so he said he's like, "I saw a kid and waving his arms out the window, but he couldn't get out because it was on the side. The kid's too short." So I had to go over there and I pulled the kid out of the car. And he talks about walking past and he sees the passenger in the passenger seat. It's the kid's mom, and he's like, "Man, it was bad." Like he said that there was brain matter everywhere. Like she was obviously dead. And he kept telling the kid, like, "Don't look over there, don't look over there." It's like, you're such a badass, man. Like, you survived this. Like, you're like a superhero and stuff like that, which is just, it's really nice to hear him, and that was really cool to make sure that the kid didn't see his mom in that position as well.
Yeah.
I think he saved like 4 kids.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah. And did you hear more of the story of like what he talked about too? Like what
No.
happened? The dad told he asked the kid, it was like, "So what happened? Like, what happened with your dad?" And apparently the guy just wasn't right in the head, and he was like very abusive to the wife, and he told all the wife and the kids, he kept telling the kids like, "Oh, we're going to heaven today. We're going to heaven today." So he intentionally crashed his car to kill everybody in it, and he only killed the wife, and all the kids survived.
Jeez.
And so I don't know what happened to that fucking guy, but
Adopt him, Ben Askren.
that'd be cool.
I don't know why I said Ben Askren. I meant to say Brendan Schaub,
Yeah,
but
I was like, I mean, yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
freaking Ben Askren, man.
Brendan
He's got
Askren's
all that
wife, she's
money
like a
now.
really nice lady.
Yeah, he seems like a great person.
Who's that?
Ben Askren.
He does seem like a really cool person.
There you go. He sucks at the verdict, Dab. I just looked at his pics. He's only done a few. He sucks.
He's only done like 3. You piece of shit. What are you doing? You got a lot of free time. Fuck out of here. Yeah.
What else is going on?
Man, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Check out the verdict app, guys. Tell me y'all's picks and shit. We can have fucking fun.
Yeah, tell us your picks in the comments or on our Instagram.
Yeah. And
What
so, yeah, there's been some other stuff going on too. Fuck.
Has there?
That's a good question. Well, yeah, Mark Masden and somebody else called out Gregor Gillespie.
Oh, really? Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool for Gregor. People
Yeah.
calling him out now.
And so, yeah, people were finally, because Gregor Gillespie, I mean, I enjoy watching him fight. He's so much fun.
Yeah.
And so I think watching a fight's always a good fucking time. And, somebody tweeted about a day in history, and it was August 14th, 2011. Donald Cerrone earned his first TKO victory inside the UFC when he finishes Charles Oliveira with strikes. And,
Yeah.
And Charles Oliveira goes like, like tweeting back at it, and some like McGregor fan page was like, "Early stoppage." And he's like, "No, he kicked my ass."
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
was like, "Oh man, that's fucking great." And did you see what Khabib had to say about Jose Aldo? He called Jose Aldo a businessman. He's like, he's not in his second prime. He's just a businessman. He just he only comes for money. That's why he's still doing it.
I mean, why not? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some people kind of had some comments to say about it, saying that Khabib's really just kind of he just kind of hates on everybody.
I mean, he earned it.
Yeah.
He was undefeated.
Yeah.
Can their favorite fighter say that?
It cracks
No.
me up whenever anytime they ask McGregor about Khabib, like, he's gone away. What's his opinion matter? He's gotten fat. Like, why you calling everybody fat, dude? That's fucking mean.
He's just salty too.
Oh, and let's see. Fucking who's that? And Manny Pacquiao lost his fight last night.
Oh yeah, yeah. What's that guy's
Ugas?
name?
Is that how you say it?
I'm blanking on it, but
His last name's Ugas. I know that.
Yeah. I think whenever Carlos was here, we were talking to him about Pacquiao, and I said something like, I don't know, man, Pacquiao. And y'all were like, well, it's Pacquiao.
Yeah.
I think this one
Yeah,
answers
point.
that.
Yeah. He just, I don't know. He still looked good from what I heard. I missed the fight because I didn't want to pay $100 to watch it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it either.
I got to throw out, I'm really still new to the sport of boxing, and I really like the history of boxing because it goes back fucking hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And it's I think that's great. I look at somebody like Jack Dempsey, who just ran away from home when he was 13, and establishes a legacy to the point to where Mike Tyson emulates you when he fights.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that's super cool. But when it comes to these new guys, like I don't know them that well. Of course, I know Lomachenko, but the reason I know him is because he trains with UFC fighters.
Yeah. You know who else ran away when they were 13?
Who's that?
Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva. Yeah.
But I guess we're not ready to talk about that.
No, we're not. Let's not talk about that. The guy likes to pull guns on people and shit.
Hey, he's changed.
I was fucking. I was telling my mom about that story you had the other day when you worked at the Cinemark, and you had to get on the guy for his crying baby.
Oh my god, yeah.
And shit. And so what happened?
Basically, I used to work as a manager at Cinemark, and we had people keep consistently complaining about baby crying, and so I went in there, and every time I went in there, there's nothing. So I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And then they went in there, and third time I go in there, there's a baby crying for sure. And I go up the stairs, and they happen to be sitting right over the ledge. Like when you go up the stairs, the railing of the stairs goes up and then turns into the wall, and there are seats right behind that. So they're overlooking the edge of the railing, which is about like 20 feet above the floor. And I told this guy, like, hey, you have to take your baby out into the hallway. It's bothering the other people watching the movie. And he just got mad immediately and was like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do with it? You want me to get rid of it? And he held the baby over the ledge. Again, like a 20-foot drop. And I was like, okay, well, now you got to go. Now you got to leave because you cannot do that.
You don't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
And then I spent like 20 to 25 minutes getting called racist and threatened. And I was just like, whatever, man. Like, you just call me whatever you want. Just don't dangle your baby over ledges, please.
No, I love the baby. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah. He's lucky it wasn't someone a bit more irrational, because I was pretty appalled when I saw that.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Where's Brendan Schaub to save that baby?
Yeah. Dude pulled a Michael Jackson.
Like, man, I would feel like such a piece of shit if I ever did something like that. I would never do something like that. But, like, imagine, like,
you would
going
feel like
about,
if you did.
Like, what's that?
At least know you would feel like if you did.
Like, imagine going home and then, your baby's all happy looking at you because they're just, like, infatuated by you.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I almost dropped you 20 fucking feet today.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to feel good about myself?
It was pretty terrible. And yeah, when he walked away threatening us, like, okay, do something, buddy, please. Give me a reason.
Yeah, give me a reason.
That's all I need.
I would have called the cops, man.
He just needs to leave. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other combat sports news?
Not that I know Caleb Plant and Canel's fight set.
Oh yeah, that's set.
November 6th.
Yeah.
Then Nina Nunes is taking on Amanda Lemos. That is a very bad fight for Nina Nunes. That is a terrible fight. She should not have taken that fight.
We'll see.
And the fight. I think we already talked about that last week. Misha Sirkunov taking on that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
It's gonna be really fun.
Krzysztof Yotko.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one. That one's just fun. On paper, that one's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. Did you see Faraz Zahabi saying that he thinks Jake Paul's on steroids?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Why not?
He's not getting drug tested like these other organizations making drug tests.
Do it.
So,
Tyron Woodley, man.
and there's for him to put on the size to compare to Tyron. the same time. I mean,
Well, Jake Paul's already bigger than Tyron Woodley.
yeah.
So,
So
do you need it?
what's that?
Do you need the steroids, my guy? Take it easy.
Hey, fucking man. I mean, if it helps, it helps, right?
You ain't cheating. You ain't trying.
Exactly. And so, yeah, man. I think it's
All right.
such a shine base stuff we talked about.
Let us know your thoughts on the past UFC card, PFL cards. Let us know your predictions for the upcoming UFC cards. Let us know what you think about boxing and people dangling their babies over ledges. Y'all take care.